Local 4 News starts now with a forewarned weather alert.
You heard him. We begin with a forewarned weather alert. We are tracking a winter snow maker. You can see it on your screen right now, making its way into Metro Detroit right as we speak. And the snow isn't falling just yet, but it will be here as people head home from work. Thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm Kim DeJulio. So we want to get right over to Ron. And Ron, well, we are excited to see the snow because it's already cold out. You might as well give us some snow. But the timing of this isn't great for the evening commute.
That's the issue. It's not a whole lot of snow at max in some communities, as you see at the bottom of your screen, up to 4 inches. But it's the timing of the snow, which is already starting to enter southeast Michigan right now. And one of the big issues, it's going to be impacting the afternoon and evening drive, slowing things down, making roadways slushy and really reducing visibility out there as well. So just keep in mind, allow that extra time, pack your patience as you're heading out this afternoon. So there's a look at 696 in Southfield. Right now, those temperatures will be supporting all snowfall here in southeast Michigan. We're at 24 in Detroit, 22 in Pontiac, 25 in Grosse Ile, and 25 in Port Huron. We have declared an alert afternoon and evening because of what's happening. So forewarned alert in effect for all of southeast Michigan because of this inclement weather. This is what we are going to be dealing with, a situation that covers all of southeast Michigan. So a winter weather advisory goes into effect at 1 o'clock this afternoon in just under an hour, going all the way until 1 o'clock tomorrow morning. So for the rest of the afternoon and evening, be prepared for snow coming in. A ZachTrack 4D radar showing that we're already starting to see snow arriving just to the west of US 23. A couple of flurries already starting to pop up as you get into the thumb. This, as you get into the afternoon hours, will take over all of southeast Michigan. You will see blue all across the map. We get a little bit of a closer look and see that as you go over toward the Adrian area, going over toward Chelsea, you are seeing that snow falling down. If you want to keep track of where it is, look at a ZachTrack 4D radar right in the palm of your hand. You can do that with the ZachTrack 4D app. Now, the ZachTrack weather app will allow you to have the forecast for your neighborhood, and you will also be able to see, again, where that snow is coming down. We're going to have more coming up, a breakdown of that forecast when that snow arrives for your neighborhood, when it gets out of here, coming up in a few minutes. Kim?
All right, thanks, Ron. And right on cue, of course, we've got that snowy forecast. And then with that always comes the auto show, because the auto show is roaring into Detroit this weekend. And today we are getting a sneak peek at what we can expect. There's going to be over 20 attractions, all focused on vehicles and the advancing technology that powers them. It's expected to bring thousands of people to the city of Detroit. And this morning, we got a little sneak peek of the action. Our Nick Monticelli having a little too much fun on the auto show floor. Take a look.
Hold on, we're going off-roading here at the Detroit Auto Show. We're going over the off-camber here real quick, using our forward-facing camera.
All right. Oh, I can
get us
show
through
that
nice and safe. Yep.
There it is.
You can also switch it to the rear.
Oh.
You can even clean it. Check that out.
You can clean the camera?
How cool is that?
That is pretty sweet.
We got our off-road pages on. Plenty of ground clearance.
Ground clearance, it says. All right,
Watch your heads, okay? It's going to be a little bumpy.
Oh my gosh, this is incredible.
Well, why didn't I get that assignment this morning? That looks like fun and great technology, too. Jeep offering an interactive experience for auto lovers, but that's not all there is to see. Will Jones is live at Huntington Place with what else we can expect at this year's show. Will, are you driving any fancy cars today?
Not right now. It looked like Nick had a lot of fun this morning. Hopefully I can have some more fun later today. But I want to talk about what happened this morning. On that stage right behind me, they announced the North American Car, Truck, and Utility Vehicle of the Year awards, and that is always pretty exciting, a big deal. And I'm standing by my favorite pick, and this is the Utility Vehicle of the Year. This is the Volkswagen ID Buzz. This is an electric microbus, and it is very spacious inside. If you have a whole bunch of kids or you want to take a trip with your coworkers, you can all get in here. So this was the winner of the Utility Vehicle of the Year. I want to show you some of the other winners of the, let's go start first with the Truck of the Year, the Ford Ranger. It will set you back about $32,000. This is the 5th consecutive year a Ford truck has received the trophy. The Car of the Year is the Honda Civic Hybrid. That's starting at $28K. A team of 50 journalists picked the winners. You will be able to see the winners at a special exhibit at the Detroit Auto Show, which starts tomorrow. Here's what you can expect with this year's auto show.
The next 2 weeks are going to be incredible for this great city. We've got the number one seeded Detroit Lions and an auto show that is coming back full throttle to the month of January. With 4 exciting ride and drive tracks, nearly 500 vehicles on display, and unique hands-on activations.
So, here are the details. The auto show is happening at Huntington Place. Starting tomorrow, it goes until the 20th. Tickets are $20 for adults, seniors $12, and for kids, $10. Back here live, taking a look at some of the finalists for the truck, car, and utility vehicle of the year. I forgot to mention how much this will cost you, just in case you're interested, Kim. This will cost you about $60,000. Not too bad, right? Back to you.
I would absolutely love that, but unfortunately that price tag is a little high for me, but one can dream, right?
Me too.
All right.
Exactly.
Well, thank you for that report. And man, all of those cars look so beautiful. I'm always amazed by the technology that's inside of them as well. And also, we have a reminder for you to join your Local 4 morning team for VIP access to tonight's charity preview. We're talking with the biggest names in the auto industry, showing you everything you can experience at this year's show, and go for a spin in the latest tech from the Detroit 3. All of the fun starts at 7 p.m. right here on Local 4. Now that means that tonight's episode of Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy will air on MeTV. That starts at 7 p.m. And new at noon, a judge has sentenced President-elect Donald Trump to an unconditional discharge in his hush money trial. Now, let's break down for you what that means. The unconditional discharge allows the conviction on 34 counts of falsifying business records to stand without any further penalties, such as jail time. It was also made clear that Trump would become the first official president that has been sentenced to a criminal conviction. This happening just 10 days away from his inauguration into presidency. Bird flu is making headlines right here in Metro Detroit once again. Oakland County health officials say nearly a dozen people are being monitored for the virus. 2 of those people do have symptoms and are currently in isolation. Now, this comes after a flock of birds tested positive in Oakland County. It also comes shortly after the first U.S. bird flu death was reported in Louisiana. Now, if you think that you have the flu, local health officials have some advice.
Unlike the cases this summer that we saw in people who worked in poultry farms or with different cattle, these cases are now in the middle of the regular flu season. And so when you go to the doctor or the emergency room to get tested for the flu, they can tell you if you have influenza A, but they can't tell you if you have H5N1 or not. So what I want the public to know is that if they are exhibiting symptoms of the flu, cough, fever, runny nose, red, itchy eyes especially, and they have chickens in their yard or birds that they're owning as pets, they need to make sure they tell the doctors, hey, I know it's flu season, but I also have, these other birds at home, because we want to make sure that if there are more people out there in Michigan, that we get them help and make sure they're okay.
Yeah, the more information your doctor has, the better. Health officials say that the risk of contracting bird flu still remains low, but as a precaution, doctors say people should continue to practice good hand washing, especially if you've been around animals, and to wear a mask if you are feeling sick. Corewell Health has imposed visitor restrictions in hospitals due to a rise in cases of RSV and the flu. The restrictions went into effect at several hospitals, including Grosse Pointe, Dearborn, Farmington Hills, Trenton, and Troy. The restrictions apply to patients in pediatric inpatient units, pediatric ICU, neonatal ICU, and birthing and postpartum units. Hospital officials say patients giving birth can have their partner and one additional visitor with them.